The Water Rat of Wen Chai is a new novel by a new novelist. Ian Hamilton has written The Water Rat of Wen Chai, the first in a series, I understand, an Ava Lee novel. Welcome to the program, Mr.
Thank you very much.
What is The Water Rat of Wen Chai?
Well, first of all, it's a great read. It's a fast-paced crime thriller about a young accountant, a different kind of accountant, who chases bad debts for a living all over the world and uses whatever means she needs to use to retrieve money for her clients.
How far will she go?
She will go as far as she needs to go. Extortion, perhaps some physical violence. There is no end to it, actually.
So I skimmed through the reading copy that was sent in advance before this interview. She's Chinese-Canadian.
Yes, she is.
She's a young, fit woman who happens to be gay. How did you, a middle-aged man or in his 60s, come up with this character?
Well, the name came to me, and it was spontaneous.
Ava Lee.
Ava Lee. I was in hospital for some surgery, some serious surgery, and I came home and I needed time to recuperate. I still had my business, but I was tired of the stress of the business. I was sort of at this personal crossroads, and I sat down at the computer literally 48 hours after being out of hospital, and the name came to my head, and sort of the first paragraph almost came to my head, and I started writing. And the character just began to develop. It was almost organic. And for her to be gay was the most natural thing on earth for her to be. And there's no big deal. It's all very matter-of-factly handled in the books. But I sat down, I started to write, and the character and the characters around her just began to develop, and I kept writing.
But it's a woman created by you, a man in his 60s, a white male in his 60s.
And I can't explain the process except to say it happened. And I'm now into my 6th book in the series, the Ava Lee series. And her character has just kept developing and growing, and I love writing about her.
And the first book comes out in February.
In February, the first book was released, yes, in Canada.
And my understanding is, as you said, there is more. But in this first novel, there is a lot of detail. Detail, whether we find ourselves in Guyana or in Asia, a lot of detail. That it's as if you've been there, have you?
I have certainly been there. I mean, in the course of business over the last 20 to 25 years, I've been in more than 60 countries. And I was always a very interested traveler. So I read everywhere I was going. Very interested in the culture, interested in the people, always talking to people, trying to understand. And that comes across in the book. Okay,
so what's next for Ava?
What's next for Ava is book number 2, which will be out in July. It's called The Disciple of Las Vegas. It's an online gambling scam. And then in October, she's introduced to an international community. The books start being released overseas. And you know what? Discover Ava Lee. She's a great read and you'll love her. She's a very addictive character.
And who would be interested in picking this book up?
I would think anyone who loves to read and anyone who loves genre, the crime genre in particular. But I think Ava cuts across all lines. I think anyone who loves to read will enjoy the books.
Think we'll see her on the silver screen at some point?
There's a good chance you will.
You're already in negotiations?
We're in negotiations. We're in talks already.
And when might we hear about that?
Probably in the next 2 months.
Okay. Any final thoughts for our audience who may be interested in this?
Go and discover Ava Lee. You'll enjoy her.
Okay. Ian Hamilton, the writer of The Water Rat of Wen Chai, thank you for taking the time.